All right, we are here with another championship transformation. I am with a client that just finished her 6-week challenge, and I'm going to let her tell her story. What is your name?
My name is Michelle.
Michelle. And how old are you, Michelle?
I am almost 38, actually. So 37 when I started the challenge and finishing it off at 38.
There we go. Good. Perfect 38th birthday. And what do you do for work, or what did you do before?
So currently I'm on maternity leave, but when I'm not at home with my kids, I'm a child and youth counselor for the school board with special needs children.
Okay, good. So I think the story is then had a baby, gained some weight from the whole pregnancy side of things. Talk to me a little bit about what life was like before starting the challenge, and where you were at.
Well, I had back-to-back COVID babies. So I had a 2020 baby. And then if that wasn't enough during the pandemic, I had a 2022 baby and found myself in a position where I couldn't go to a gym. Gyms were closed. The restrictions were super, super high. And I just completely lost myself. And I found myself at my second daughter's first birthday, just completely pretty much horrified at where I had ended up from the pregnancies. So, sorry, after lots and lots of looking around and trying different things, I came across your gym actually quite a few times on Instagram, and it kind of felt like a beacon of hope for me of somewhere that I could start and somewhere where I could go and start from the beginning.
Love it. So you were busy during COVID, maybe in another way, not fitness wise, but making babies. You got to a certain point. Let's talk numbers and stats. Kind of where was weight at, body fat?
Oh, so with my second pregnancy, I had gained a whopping 70 pounds, and I had never reached a height like a weight to that capacity ever in my life. Prior to pregnancy, I was constantly at the gym, go, go, go. And with my second pregnancy, it's just everything kept piling on. So coming back to this gym, yes, baby girl. Sorry.
It's all good.
Can't jump with you. So, because mommy's talking right now. So, after trying for not goodbye. So, after trying by myself for over a year, I had only lost about 35 to 40 pounds of the 70 that I had put on for my pregnancy. So, after coming to you guys, I've now lost another 10 of that. So, I have roughly about 25-ish to go to be in a really, really comfortable spot. And yeah, every pound is counting at this point to getting back into my work clothes.
Love it. Love it. I love, you know what, you demonstrating like how you have your daughter right there just demonstrates what a lot of your moms go through is very challenging to focus on yourself when you're
Yeah.
caring for children, which kind of makes my next question is like, why did you have trouble or like breaking through or hitting like you were able to lose some on your own? Why did you feel like you needed to reach out to a gym or work with us?
I really didn't have the motivation. I was so mentally exhausted from little people. And I found myself on a little people diet of pasta and chicken fingers and eating what was left of what my kids were eating. And things just got hectic. It was really hard to prep and plan my own healthy meals when they weren't necessarily going to eat it. So then I was cooking a million meals a day on very little sleep and lots of crying. So, and I couldn't find the time to go to a gym. Like I kept making every excuse in the book. I blamed my husband's schedule. I blamed my kids not sleeping. We have a whole gym in our basement that I wasn't using. And it's just, I felt like I needed to get out of the house. And if I was committed to something, I had to go. So if I've signed up for something, that's it. I have to go. I've signed, I'm committed. Otherwise, I'm losing out on what I've put into it.
Yes. Looks like you needed the accountability to stay on track.
Yes, I really did.
So let's talk about numbers and results. You mentioned you lost about 10 pounds with us. Body fat's down 5%. Aside from numbers, how are you feeling? Like body wise, confidence, all those different feeling, all those types of things.
I'm feeling a lot more like myself. I'm physically starting to feel stronger. I feel like I'm remembering what it's like to exercise again. And to be completely honest, walking into a gym was horrifying the first time I did it. 'Cause I went from knowing I could do all of these things to not being able to. So going back in, I was terrified. I didn't want to be that newbie coming in who didn't know what they were doing, couldn't lift anything, couldn't keep up. And I feel like with each week, it was getting progressively a little bit easier and I didn't feel embarrassed anymore. So that was a big thing for me. So like the first 2 weeks was just embarrassing. Like I didn't want to be starting from scratch again.
Yes. Um, let's talk about the workouts because that's something that you had to overcome. And you said that feeling of being a newbie. How was the transition? How was actually doing your first classes? Like, what did you enjoy about it? Like, did you feel that fear when you did it?
Oh, I was terrified. So the first class I went into, I believe, so I we started off with one of the semi classes, which really, really helped. It kind of set the bar where we were able to be doing a semi class, but oversee a full class at the same time. So that gave me an idea of what I was going to be walking into next, which honestly really, really helped me. Um, I found the coaches were really supportive, really kind. They never single you out or you're like, keep moving. Why are you stopping? Like it was a very positive environment. So if you're someone who is struggling, they're not going to make you feel worse for struggling. They just come around like, are you okay? Are you good? Don't worry. You got this. Like keep going. But it's quiet enough where you're not feeling like you're being called out. Right. So it's like those quiet words of encouragement as they're passing by you. And I think that's what honestly really helped me to keep going.
Good. Love it. It looks like it looks like you knew some stuff about nutrition before, but you got our plan. Was there anything that surprised you about the meal plan or that you learned from it?
Um, Gosh. Well, usually when I'm doing the dieting, I wouldn't have any form of a carb really in it. Like that's usually the first thing that I'm cutting out. So it was nice to have that as an option to have a little bit of a carb with the breakfast and with the lunch because that personally helped me to kind of transition into it. And then if I felt like I needed that extra push, that was something I could then kind of remove back. So it was helpful and having some of the recipes I was able to kind of model into my own and on days where I was stuck because I found myself eating a lot of egg white and spinach. I was living off of egg white and spinach. So it was helpful to then refer back to the recipe book, take something out of it. I fell in love with the peanut butter chicken and broccoli one. I ate that so much and that will stay probably in my rotation forever.
Love it. So it sounds like you took away some great habits and things that you can maintain, and it was sustainable as a meal plan moving forward. This last question is a two-part one, Michelle. Number one, skepticism. I'm sure you felt some, or maybe the question is yes or no. Were you skeptical about the program? And the second part of the question is, what would you say to someone who was sitting in the same position as you and deciding whether or not to do this?
I was definitely on the fence with it, 100%. 'Cause I felt like I had tried everything, everything, everything. I had tried my old meal plans that I had used before. I had tried doing my own exercising. Like I was doing all the things I had done before to lose weight the first time, and I just felt like nothing was working. So 100% when I walked in there, I was like, nope, it's not going to work. Nothing's worked for me. This is my life now. I just have to accept it and try to exercise just to be healthy for the sake of getting my body moving. But like, this is it now. But now that I'm seeing that the weight is starting to slowly come off, and even though my weight drop wasn't significant, my clothes are fitting differently, and I'm feeling a difference in that. And even though I'm not losing weight the way I used to before I had kids, I'm losing it in different ways, if that makes any sense. So my body's different, and I think it's important for other moms to realize that is your body's different now, and when you start, you're not going to think you're losing it, but you're losing it in other ways. So it's just things are very different now. And for someone in my position, it's just simple as if you don't start, you're never going to. And the more months that pass by, the more you become comfortable in the current state that you're in. And I was sick of being comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes any sense at all.
Michelle, powerful message. Love it. I'm sure it's going to help inspire others just like yourself. And I always say the true transformation isn't necessarily the physical changes because those are all great. They come, but it's the fact that now you prioritize yourself. You don't feel that mom guilt about focusing on yourself and actually giving yourself that time because you know that being in the best shape of your life and feeling good is going to help you and your family moving forward. So thank you for
Yes,
sharing your
definitely.
story, Michelle.
Thank you.